Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking all about study plans, which I know it's kind of early, but I really suggest you do this like literally as soon as you get your course guide. For those of you that don't know, hi, my name's Amber. I went to the University of Greenwich and I studied events management, and I did get a first and I used this technique, so it's tried and tested, proven to work, and hopefully it will help some of you out. There's obviously loads of different ways you can make a study plan, loads of different techniques and methods and like software out there that you can use. I'm just going to use Google Calendar because it's the way I did it and it was very easy to do, and it meant that I could access it from anywhere just with my Google account with my email or anything, and I didn't need like a paper copy to carry with me. Even though I am a sucker for a pen and paper, this was the easiest way for me to do it. I should also mention it's very hot today and I've had to close all my windows, so if I look a bit shiny, it's because I am. So I would really recommend you do this as soon as September hits, as soon as you get that course guide, and I'm going to be screen recording everything I'm doing and pop it up on the screen so you can make it along with me. Okay, so once you've got a new Google page up, all you're going to do is make sure you're signed in to your Gmail account and go ahead and go to Calendar. Again, like I said, this was just the easiest way for me to do it because I could literally access it from anywhere. Then all I'm going to do is start adding some calendars. Now you're going to want a calendar for each course that you're doing so that when that course is finished or when that deadline is done, you can completely get rid of that. So we're going to add our first calendar, create new calendar. So I'm just going to call this course 1. You'll obviously call it after whatever your course is, so whether that's event operations, whether that's physiotherapy, whether that's chemistry 1, whatever it is, pop that in there. And I'm just going to click create calendar, which takes a while apparently. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do course 2, course 3 and course 4. So however many courses you have, however many different modules you have, pop those in there. Okay, so then once that's done, you can see them down the side here. I'm going to change the colours of them just because I like my colour coordination to look pretty. It makes me more motivated, it means that I look at it more, and you can really personalise this to you, which is really fun. So I'm going to do a pink one, a purple one, a green one, and a blue one. Now if you didn't want those colours, you can customise your own, I think. Oh yeah, you just hit this add and you can add whatever colour you want. I'm not going to do that because I'm quite happy with the colours that are already there, but if you did want like specific shades or different variants of one particular colour, you can do it that way. Okay, now as you can see, all of these are highlighted, so then what I'm going to do is go ahead and add in my deadlines. So I'm going to ignore everything else, just go to the deadlines for any essays, exams, coursework, anything like that, and pop them all in on the specific days. I've got my calendar on a month views just so it's easier for me to flip across, but you can choose a day, a week, a month, a year, even if you wanted to. I'm doing this theoretically, I don't actually have any deadlines coming up, but I'm going to say that I've got some deadlines coming up in December because usually you have some at the end of term 1. So I'm going to say on the 8th of December I have course 2's deadline, so you can click at the bottom, change it to course 2 and put essay deadline. I always like to do these in caps because then it's like, look at this please Amber right now. And then you can go ahead and add a description of what that is, so maybe 3,000 word essay on XYZ, and then you can put any notes that the teacher gives you in there as well, so just like add whatever you want. And then what I love is to make my deadlines red, because then it's like really angry at me. So I make this red even though the course colour is purple, but you can see right next to it, it has this little purple line, and depending on what obviously you put in the headline title, you can probably tell what it is. So I'll do that one. I'll say I have another one here, and maybe we have one on this Monday too. Oh, that looks ugly. I really hope this isn't your deadline timetable. So once that's done, you'll go ahead and add in your exam deadlines. So I usually have exams, or usually I'll have a few essays during March and stuff. Actually, let's add that in. So once you've popped in all your deadlines, it's nice and colourful, decorated in red. This is really good because you can then like click off this and those courses that you don't want to see disappear, which is very handy. Now what I like to do is work my way backwards and figure out when I want to start studying for it, when would be a good time, and kind of add in specific times that I'm going to be studying for it, like in the library or what have you. So I know that this essay is due on the Tuesday, so I usually set aside the whole day before to just go through, tweak any last minute bits. So I'm going to add in here, what day was that? That was for course 2. So for course 2, I'm going to put C2, so like course 2, I always use shorthand, study. And you can add times, which I really like. So I'm going to put this from 9 AM to like 4 PM, because let's face it, I am not one for studying late in the evenings. If you know me, you know that well. So then you click save, and then you can see here it says C2 study with the little purple dot, and this is obviously pretty discreet, but when you click on this day to make it bigger, it's like a whole block that's blocked out for you, which is really nice. So I just do that for literally every single session that I have. So I would usually start, so say this is due on the 8th of December, I would probably start writing it like early November, maybe even the 2nd of November, and compared to what my timetable is each week, I would go ahead and schedule that in. So like I could study for this every Monday and Wednesday all day, or I could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for like an hour a day, whatever have you, whatever works best for you, and then you can really kind of schedule that in, which helps really a lot. And what else you can do, if you know you're going to be studying 10 till 3 every Monday for this exact course, you can click repeat weekly on Monday, or you can customize it. Ends, fabulous. When was the date? The 8th. It was due on the 8th, so I'm going to say it ends on the 14th. Let's see what that does. Oh, it's gone one too far. We're just going to delete them, because that was very confusing. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do that for every course. Obviously, as things come up, you can add to them. So for example, if we go to a week view and do this week, you can see Monday, 2nd of November, I have this amount of study, but say I have an appointment that comes up, I would click on here and add it to my personal calendar and just put appointment at, I don't know, 12 o'clock. So it's right slap bang in the middle. Let's change the colour of this because that's going to get confusing. So then I can see that I have an appointment here, which means that I'll need to leave the library to go to that appointment. So you can really customise it as much as you like. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and add in all of the dates, all of my studying time for all my different weeks, so you can see what a full week would look like for someone who is studying for like 3rd year deadlines. Okay, oh my gosh, the sun is going crazy today. I've just added everything in, and this is what my month is looking like. I don't really revise over the weekend, so I've kept those free, but they all add up straight to the deadlines, which is really handy. And I would do this for final term deadlines, for end of term deadlines, for exams, all of that. And you can really put specific times, which I think really helps, because then you can block out that time in your day knowing that's the only thing you're doing. You can't hang out with friends, and if someone says, oh, are you free on this date, it's really easy to look and be like, oh, actually I'm busy. And then if you go for the week view, which I also really like because it's just so clear, all of the colours there, all of your studying is there, and it just makes so much sense as to what you're doing when. And like I said, you can edit these so easily to change the times or something. If you have an appointment at 12, so you need to end this at like 11:30 and change it just for this event, you can completely do that, and then it's changed, which is really nice and handy to have. And again, once you're done, say like, oh, course 1 is done, you can get rid of that for good if you want to, or you can do what I did and do specific end dates for your timers and things, for your little blocks of colour. You can also set reminders on here if you want to, so if you need to be reminded at like 8 o'clock that you need to start studying at 9, you can do that. I was never one for doing that just because I think they send you an email reminder and I was having enough emails through from uni as it was, so I did not need another one. But I really encourage everyone to do this, even if you try it and you don't like it and it worked maybe for 2 weeks and then you got lost and fell off it. Like I said, this is really adjustable, so instead of doing it on paper and then being overwhelmed that you can't actually change it or add anything to it, or take some hours back and you realise like studying that much isn't actually good for you and you should do it a bit more little and often rather than like 5 hours at a time, you can do that really simply. Like I just did this in, I don't know what, 10-20 minutes, and that's like my whole term set out. I don't know. I know this was a very quick little video, but I have so many questions about how I chose to do my study plan and what worked for me, and this was just a really great way of doing it. The only thing I don't like about doing this way is you can't like tick it off, which I really like to do. So usually what I would do is when I got into my study session, once it was 10 AM on Monday the 16th and I was in there in the library, I would write out a to-do list of all the things I wanted to do within that time. But you could also obviously do it in the description bit if you wanted to add notes in there of like, I need to do this and this, and then you could just like delete them once you've done it, I guess. But I really like ticking stuff off the list, so I had a paper version of that, so I kind of had the best of both worlds. But yeah, that is everything I did to make a study plan. It's really easy and can be completely customised to you, which I really enjoyed, and I think did help me stick to it because I could change it as time went. I could change it as I learned more about my studying techniques and everything like that, which made it just feel a lot more manageable and less overwhelming. But yeah, that is everything I have for you today. I hope this video was nice, quick, simple, and just gave you an easy answer to the easiest way or one way to make a study plan and stick to it. So if you have liked this video, please hit thumbs up, and if you do have any suggestions or recommendations or tips, if you are a fellow student, please leave them down in the comments for other viewers, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye!